Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Steph Lover 100 on the IG. Back at it again. Hard hats and high heels. That's the podcast. Hashtag hats and heels. And last week we were so cool. And this week we get even cooler because I'm sitting next to NonChalant, the coolest of the cool in the DMV. Can we get a round of applause for NonChalant? We are not worried.
Thank you.
See, y'all niggas was late because y'all watching sex tapes. Hold on. It's a lot of sex tapes going on right now.
Going on in the corner.
I'm not this cool. Hold on. It's a lot of. I know it's a couple days after Valentine's Day. I bought some leftovers. It's everybody got hungry. But I mean, it's kind of crazy right now. Black China sex tape. I thought it was a snippet. It's a damn near Kardashian tape.
Right, I need to check that out. I mean,
really?
I need to check that out. I need to be in the know. In the conversation, I don't know what I mean.
And then homegirl from what'd you say? Black Ink. Yeah. She trying to get her weight up because I don't even know who that is, but I'ma find out. And V said she getting hit from the back kind of strong.
Oh,
so
wow.
Kudos to her. You know what I'm saying? At least one of us is enjoying it.
He rolling a J on her back.
Oh, man.
Wow, how hood. I don't think it gets hooder than that. I don't think it don't get no hooder than that.
Rolling in the bathroom store.
In the bathroom store? Oh, he was smutting her out. He was smutting her. That's not right.
Wow.
Ladies, it's 2018. Please. Don't let a nigga smut you out in the men's stall.
I'm trying to tell you.
No. We don't need a visual. That shit might be copywritten. I can't afford the visual right now. But Scarface was many a moon ago. If you didn't learn anything, you should have learned from Scarface's sister who was getting busy in the men's bathroom.
Wow.
Now, Non, you've been in the music business. Mm-hmm. Have you ever got held up in the bathroom with anybody? Let's start the interview there. Fuck it, why not?
Okay, well, I do have a memory of a lovely bathroom encounter.
Oh shit! I wasn't expecting a real. God damn it! Let's get this show started. I'm just joking. We popping.
I'm just joking.
You ain't got a bathroom story?
No.
And you a rapper, you ain't popping. Shit. Right. The remix.
I gotta get my weight up. I gotta go stand in the bathroom.
So what happened?
Right. Let me make something up so I can be popular. Nah.
No, has the floor.
I don't have a bathroom story, but I do have a story outside of a club. You know how they bring you in the little limo or whatever, the car service. So after the show is over, I come back to the vehicle. And
oh, it's getting
I come back, and normally, now
you be all
right. Normally J1s is right at the big. But okay, at this time it was me and Vic. Me and my hairdresser. We went to the Jeep. He brought us to the thing. Car service come out there. The car guy's out there. So he like, okay, he's sitting on the vehicle. So he like, Jay's good. You good? I'm gonna go back in and get Al and them.
Okay.
He opens the door. It's two girls in the vehicle.
Whoa.
I'm like, huh? I'm looking at the driver like, is this our vehicle? He's like, oh, what? Dude, you was in on the whole Stop the Madness. So, of course, J1 comes out, loses his mind. They send a whole nother car service, make sure old boy gets fired. But they was in there. I don't know if they was.
Oh, the driver was trying to super you up.
I don't know what he was doing, but I was like, we just trying to go to the hotel. We don't. I'm sure.
I think that's what them two young ladies was trying to do too. But
right.
It was just.
Hey, yeah, we was like, okay, cool, in there. Y'all
do you wait a minute? So did he think that like on some female rapper, like she's gonna love this, or what was happening?
Right, I lost my mind so bad, I didn't even stay to find out.
Okay, so why is there that premonition? Like that's. And when you came out, that was even more of a stereotype that every female rapper was gay or that they were somehow bisexual. Yes. Now it's a selling point.
Yeah.
But back then, that was straight taboo.
It was crazy. I remember doing an interview with a lady, and I don't remember the magazine, but I was doing an interview, and she asked me about that, just the same way you segued into it just now. Okay, so then we talk about it. So then, I answer the question, not pretty much answer the question because I don't have to answer the question, but I'm like, why are you even
going down that path?
Right. So she brought it back up again. So I said, well, let me ask you, who who did you interview right before me? And she was like, Snoop Dogg. And I said, so did you ask Snoop Dogg that question at all? I mean, did it even come up in the conversation? No. I said, and so do you think if Snoop Dogg answered you the way that I answered you, do you think you would have kind of pushed the envelope and asked him again?
Snoop Dogg might have slapped her.
Exactly.
Like, so you know how Snoop get down.
My point exactly. So I'm just like, why do you keep? I already said to you, if I'm rapping about that, if that's in my lyrics, if that's what I'm talking about, my whole personal life, then you need to know that. But for everybody that is or isn't, you don't need to know who I sleep with. And unless I'm doing like Black China sex tape, then you need to know. But other than that, you don't need to know who I sleep with, who I spend my time with, nothing.
And back then, that was real. I want to say back then, it wasn't that long ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
It was like all over the place because of the wear, the baggy clothes.
Right.
But that was the style. That didn't necessarily dictate your lifestyle in the sense I used to always say, that's hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The hockey jerseys, the baggy, the this and that. I mean, look at Mary J. Blige, even back then, the real love days, wearing the knee pads.
Right, and the boots and everything. And then it wasn't until Kim and Foxy came out where women felt comfortable with showing their sensuality and sexuality.
But it wasn't for everybody. And it's not for everybody. Were you pressured?
Everybody.
Was you pressured a lot back then?
It wasn't. I don't think I didn't feel any pressure. What I felt I felt better because it allowed me to show more so instead of going in, and shout out to all the fashion designers and everybody that was back in that time, but I felt good about being able to go get something a little bit more fitted. I didn't have to go get a big, overalls or something like that. And then you're comfortable in being able to show both sides of yourself as opposed to having to wear, whatever the Mecca and everything that was out during that time.
I just feel like they really want female rappers to be whores. Like, really.
Yeah,
like,
they want us to be
They want you to boss it. They want you to be like a video vixen in a sense.
They want you to be what they want you to be at the time they want you to be it. So, and they want you to do it at one at a time.
Did you follow that?
Yeah, they want you to do it one at a time. So right now, even in 2018, a lot of people ask me, and I don't want to, start talking about stuff that you might have been wanting to talk to me about, but even in 2018, you have a situation where there are so many female rappers and MCs, because there is a difference. So many out and during this time, you still have to be one at a time. Cardi B's winning, so Nicki can't win. Remy's winning, so Nicki can't win. Cardi B can't win. Wait, it's like, dog, how small does our
50
door
million
have to be? You know what I mean? In 2018, we can't be plenty. We can't be more than one at a time. First, we had to be the little pet. We had to be the little token of the group. So you had
always had to have a female.
So, you got everybody, and I'm not even knocking that because this is our girl. But you had to be that. Then if you wasn't a part of a clique, then you had to be one at a time or just wait. And that's I'm like. It's very, very frustrating in 2018. State of hip hop is what it is. It's negatives and positives in it, and that's still a negative.
And when you came out, though, you came out 5:00 in the morning. You kind of came from nowhere, to be honest with you, because I don't remember hearing no buzz back then, because it was very much A&R controlled, like being on the radio, being at Hot 97. You kind of heard what was coming before it came.
Yeah.
Oh, pause. You heard what was coming before it came.
Hey.
A lot of sex talk going on. And what with you, it was just like, boom, out the blue.
Yeah.
And it was such a powerful message. Everybody was drawn to you and it. How overwhelming was it for you? Because it had to be.
It's crazy because you want it, you work for it, and you continue to work for it. Like we continue to work for it right now. You want it, but then sometimes, and I can imagine what it is when you get to mega stardom. You just want to switch a light off and just be able to walk and nobody be able to see you.
You can't.
And I know people think like, okay, well, why you even ask for it if you don't want that to be on you all the time? But there's a time when, especially when you're young and if you don't have a team around you. When I came in the game, I had Black Productions who did the music, who did 5 o'clock and produced the record. Chucky, I was associated with Chucky, but that wasn't
Chucky Thompson.
Right, that wasn't he wasn't my team. Chucky and I were very tight. But when I say team, you know what I mean. Team, your management team, whoever if you're close with your stylist,
the label was very involved.
Your whole team. But I didn't have a team of people around me. And then I learned that if your record is not doing what it's supposed to do, that team at the label is no longer your team.
No.
It's a light switch for them.
They love you, and then they gone.
Right. You go in the building, it's like, hey, non, and then they gone and they in the office.
And that's how they treat you. Nah.
Yeah,
they go from non to non.
Right. Hey, non, how you doing? They doing this right here. Hey, non. So it's like that all across the board, because I swear to God, last radio station I left, boy, it's like, damn, I'm the leper now. Like, motherfuckers can't talk to me. We can't conversate. We can't. Right. I'm like, well, I'm the last to get the goddamn memo. You know what I'm saying? Because it's it's just a job. Like, it's just a label. It's just a record. Yeah. But these are people you think you build relationships with, but not so much. Right. Right. Exactly. So it was does it make you a little at one time?
But does it make you a little? Did it make you a little, I want to say cold in the sense?
You know what?
Because you know these people are not really your friends.
You know what? I think it actually didn't. Because to this day, I have people that tell me I need to be less accessible. Like, I'm too, I will say it. I'm too open to help, to, whatever I can do. I've had friends, I've seen actually my BFF look at me, two of them be like, and people see me out and start talking to me about something, and I say those magic words, whatever I can do to help you, and they look at me like, because they know I'm telling the truth. They look at you like, bitch, right? Because they know I'm telling the truth. No, you don't have, but I don't want to be jaded. I don't want to be cold, because there's so many people that are like that don't want to do just a little bit of what they can do. It ain't, I'm not losing no money by, making a phone call or
paying for
telling you something. Yeah. So, but I need to do a little bit less of that, because then you get in a situation where people start taking you for granted.
Nice guys will always finish last. That's a very true statement.
Then when you got to tell them something, then it's like, well, where did all of this come from? It came from you.
Look, I heard an old saying that says you could have 100 yes and the first no.
That's it.
They act like,
that's it.
Oh my God.
That's it. I'm like, right. I mean, how many yeses did you get before this no came?
Right.
And it's no only because I can't do it. Only because would you rather I say, yes, I'm going to do it and treat you like everybody else, have you blowing my phone up?
Or be honest with you and say, no.
I'm going to get back to you. Or come on. We ain't got to do that.
Now, you have brought up your team. I want to just go back on your team a little bit so people could see, the beginnings of 5 o'clock, like what spawned from that, because some might not remember. I mean, it hit number 1 on the hot rap charts, but sold over 500,000, so that's certified gold.
Certified.
That's a nice
bag. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
But your DJ was DJ Guru when you first started out, who is Jay-Z's DJ now, and his engineer, confidant, and all of that.
Yep. Shout out to Rue.
J1's was your road manager. Ran Khaled's label, We the Best. Whole nine.
Shout out to Jay. What's up, Jay?
My man Dwight, I know Dwight the best, because that's who I would call a get to you back in the day.
Right.
He has a marketing company,
gatekeeper.
Production down in North Carolina, doing his thing. All dudes. He was employing a lot of men that
a lot of guys
have went forward to do great things in the business. How does that make you feel?
I mean, it makes me feel. You sometimes you can't explain it when you scroll down.
It's like your babies.
Yeah, right? You scroll down to Instagram and you see Rue doing what he's doing. You see him in Times Square DJing for Alicia Keys and doing stuff like that. J1's what Jay is never that person wanted to be in front of the cameras. Jay's always, if we were in this room, Jay was probably outside or definitely in the corner. He don't want to be seen. But I know the impact that Jay is making on music right now. So it really makes you feel good to know that, especially in this day and time, people ain't dead. You know what I mean? People ain't high. People ain't, you know what I mean? They live in their
some
lives.
People high.
I'm just saying, who I'm talking about. People have gone on to be, be really great in the industry and really contribute to the industry.
Wasn't that a great era? Like, let's keep it funky, y'all. Wasn't that a great era?
Yeah.
I think that's what makes everybody so mad about some of these little kids, the trap rappers. They're young, they're naive. I get all of that. But it just seems like they don't appreciate it as much as we did. You know what I mean? Like, I remember like being certain places and being like, yes, you know?
Yeah.
And then some of them I see now, and it's just kind of like they so drugged out that it's like, you know, and they so rude and obnoxious. It's like, why the fuck are you here?
Right,
you know, it just pisses me off.
Right.
That, you know, they feel, you know, I think the word is like entitled. You know what I mean? And that's not how it was. And hey, call us old school, call us whatever the fuck you want.
What it was.
It's the truth, though.
I mean, Ruth said it was a whole different time, you know, and I've said it. I feel like, you know, you have it easy. Social media is easy. You can sit in your house. You can sit.
You can become anybody you want to become.
You can set your house up to be whatever you want it to be. But during this time, during my era, people had to actually physically get up, put some clothes on,
the keep it real era.
Right. Go out the house and physically go and buy your CD and
wait online for it.
That's
on
an
release
investment.
dates.
That tells me I know I really enjoy what you do. And I have enough in me. I want to get up and go get it and go get a couple of them. I don't have to sit in my bed, you know, click, scroll, get stuff for free, and you know, be able to get as much music from you as I want.
Without lifting a finger. Yeah. Exactly. And that's why it's so disposable to me.
Yeah.
It's disposable hip hop.
It's minute music. That's what it is. It's minute music because one, everybody's attention span, but it takes a lot for you to want to listen to a record over and over and over and over. Our music became old music or older music, classic music over time. Like, you know, it takes years for 5 o'clock to be classic.
Niggas want to be a legend with one single.
But no.
Nigga, so what? You got 10 million views. That don't make you a legend?
But now, old school music came out 2 years ago. So that says a lot about your music. Your music is
Young Thug, old school.
2 years ago.
Wait a minute. Speaking of Young Thug, he changed his name to Sex. Y'all heard this? Y'all heard this? This is the theme of the show today, baby. You know what I mean? That's his name. Sex.
All right, shout out to Sex.
Maybe that means, you know, SE. I don't know.
But anyway,
I can't think of an acronym for that right now.
I did a Sweet 16 the other day. I DJ'd a Sweet 16. Shout out to the kids. I love the kids. They on the 20 seconds. For 20 seconds in, after 20 seconds, switch the record. They don't want they jumping around for 20 seconds, and then they want to hear the next.
They just want to hear the hook.
Yeah, that's all they want to hear.
It's not lyrics.
Or a little bit of the first verse or whatever. But this young man came up to me. First, he came with the phone. Of course, can you plug my phone in? No, I can't plug your phone in. Okay, can you play such and such? It was probably, I don't know, his neighbor. Or it could have been somebody with 1 million views. I don't know, but I ain't never heard of him. So I'm like, okay, let me see if I can find him. Okay, then he hit me with the, hold on, ma'am. He hit me with the ma'am. Then he said,
I get mad with the miss.
He said, ma'am, do you know Lil Uzi? Do you have any Lil Uzi? I'm like,
no Lil Uzi.
Baby. I said, let me do this. I said, scroll. You see this scroll? It's lots of little. I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna get to Lil Uzi. But right now, I'm gonna put this on. I put on California Love, the extended version.
But that's how a lot of hip hop nowadays starts, or is online and stuff. But back, you know, when you was on MCA Records, you on there with Mary J. Blige, you know, Jodeci. These are your label mates. Is that how Un Rivera wound up directing your video for 5 o'clock in the morning?
Exactly.
Just being in that whole
era,
MCA?
that whole undies, it was all, you know, and during that time, because Uptown was upstairs, so it was like, it was, you know, people passing in the hallways. You saw everybody.
I remember seeing Meth and Red and Def Jam having a water fight, crazy shit.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Then you got the Hit Factory, so who knows who you gonna see in the Hit Factory? That was a whole situation. So, you know, it was just conversations where it was just like, okay, I think it was Dwight, maybe it was Dwight that, you know, talked to Un or what have you, and then. No, Un was actually doing some other videos for a couple of other people, and his name came up, and we were like, "Yeah, let's use him." And then shout out to Lara who worked on the video as well.
Is this before he had found Biggie or kind of signed Biggie, or after? Because I remember discovering that he did the video after the whole thing with Big kind of popped off.
So I really don't know where he was in that situation during that time, but it could have been right on the cusp of him doing, you know, working with him or what have you, but. working with it was really, really nice working with and it was what I noticed about that video. You might notice about a lot of videos back during that time. Every video was orange back in that video. Back in that time. Every video, it doesn't matter what type of stock film you use, every video ended up being orange. And then y'all can look at this. Look at the videos back in the day. All of them were orange. It didn't matter if it was colored, but it was still orange. It's crazy.
I didn't even know that. But I remember that being a classic video. It has such a positive message. Were you worried about that, or was that intended? Like, nope. It just kind of came out like that?
It just came out that. What happened was, I'm going to tell you what happened.
What had happened was
we were all, listening to the record. I was up at MCA. Daddy-O, shout out to Daddy-O. Daddy-O had his office up there, and Daddy-O was in his office playing the album. And Daddy-O played 5 o'clock. In his office, shout out to Daddy-O, because Daddy-O's office was not an office, and that's a whole nother. It was crazy. It was a lounge. He was just relaxing in there.
How'd you even get up to MCA? We skipped that part. How did you even, because you were signed already when 5 o'clock came out. So that means they had faith in the record. It wasn't like it was an independent thing and then it blew up.
An aligning of the stars. It was the stars aligned. I was working with Bam from Black Productions. They were Black Productions before we started working. Started working with Bam. They knew Nicole Bernard, who Capon had gone to Howard University. So
HU, you know.
So
always got our hand in some shit.
Exactly. So Nicole had just gotten her job at MCA. So Capon called Nicole and was like, "We got a girl." Sent her the record. She loved the record. Her family actually lived. I forgot where they lived.
Sent her 5 o'clock.
Sent her my first single, which never came out. Was called The Flow.
Okay.
A song called The Flow. So sent her one song on the cassette, and she loved it. She came down, met me like a week later. I think maybe in 2 weeks I was signed. Done deal. Just like that. It was beautiful.
So then the record drops, and it's crazy.
It's crazy. So Daddy-O's in his office. He's listening to the record, and he listens to 5 o'clock, and he comes in. He's like, "This is the single. This is it. This is it. We don't need to talk about nothing else. This is the single."
And it did what it was supposed to do.
Yes,
it took off crazy. It, like I said, charted 94 to Billboard 200. You was all over the place. You was, or still is, I say, you was like the first one to put DC on the map.
In that sense, DC is a musical town anyway. We got legends that came from DC. So R&B legends and so forth and so on. But
the influence is felt.
Right, yes. As far as the rap game, shout out to everybody that was doing it. Like Black Indian he did his thing at the same time. He got
Section 8 Mob, I remember.
Exactly.
Yes.
But as far as
Question Mark Asylum.
Right, exactly. So, but as far as a major label and coming shooting a video and shutting stuff down and all that, I was the first person to do that. I'm really, really proud of that. I'm real proud.
And we were really, really proud of that. And then the business sets in, which is the album comes out, the debut album, Until the Day, released March 26, 96. And what happened? Because the single was so crazy. So they expect every single to be...
The label happened. Okay, so this is the time of the remix. Everybody, the remix is hot. Everybody got to have a remix. So they send, cassettes coming out. So then they do the remix. We do the remix. I do a couple of remixes. And they send the remix out with the same cover as the single. So when... Yeah, exactly. So when stores get the remix...
Flag on the play.
Right, exactly. So when they get it, they don't know it's a remix. They like, oh, this is...
The same shit.
So they put it in the back. We got it out on the floor already. So of course, I don't know who catches it. Whoever comes off they high and catches it, and it's like, okay, we're gonna send some stickers.
So like the niggas in the record store really gonna take the time out they day,
right,
to stick your record with the remix.
Put remix on the front. So that's what happened pretty much with the remix. So now, remixes are doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed
to boost the record.
Right.
Or it's supposed to give the record longevity.
Exactly.
More,
sustain it. So until the day the second single could come. But that didn't happen. So by the time Until the Day came, now it's a change of the guard at MCA. So now Nicole is leaving. Whole new regime comes in. Now they want to bring their people. Everybody got to wait.
That sounds like what happened to me at Power 105.1.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers come in and they want to bring they they team.
Then they got all
bring they scout.
They got the bright
offensive
ideas.
line. They quarterback.
Exactly. So now, so now I'm waiting. So now we in doing the second album. We're gonna go do the second album. But of course, I gotta go. We got these young up and comings. Actually, it's your cousins. So let's work with them for a little while and see how that's working. Now, I done had a #1 record. I done went on 2 tours. I did my own tour. I toured with the Fugees after that. So yeah, that was crazy. So okay. So now, so I'm like, at this point, it shouldn't be any question. Now I don't need to. I ain't knocking up and coming. I'm not knocking up and coming. But we need to go for the no-brainer records first,
right?
And get them out the way. Let's just knock that out. But that wasn't the case. So now everybody wanted, of course, and I'm young at this time. And then again,
female, so they gonna try to twist you this way or that way.
You're only as tight as your team. If your team ain't some damn bulldogs and it's like, no, we're not fucking doing that. Excuse me, we're not doing that. We're gonna do this. Then you ended up with a situation where
you had a weak link in the ranks.
No, that's what right.
Did y'all read that through the lines? I did.
So then,
I see your face, Walker. Yeah, it was a weak link amongst the ranks, right?
And I would say, I would honestly say, you trying to work with people because a little bit more. And when I say this, I mean, my team, you trying to work with a person because a little bit more, and you're that buffer between them and me. Mm-hmm. So you telling me, okay, this is what we're gonna do, blah 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 blah. And you trying to get your own plan and conform to what's going on, but for real, the shit ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They got their own agenda. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm in a situation where I'm in one of my sessions. Label head bring the new female rapper, because of course we one at a time, bring the new female rapper into my session. Don't even tell me it's the new female rapper. I don't even know who she is. As far as I know, she just, his side piece. I don't know, but
what was her name?
I have no idea what her
name was. I want to know that.
But at the same time, I'm courtside.
Brought her in for what? To meet the producer?
I don't know what he brought her in for. They was rolling together. They was, I don't know. Maybe.
But brought her in your session for what? I'm trying to figure this out.
I have no idea. He probably brought her in to figure out how to rap. This is how you need to rap. This is how you need to sound.
Oh, that's dirty.
But I don't know. So I'm cordial. I don't know who she is. I introduce myself. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. And I go on. She could have been, one of these guys over here. I'm cordial. So, but what ends up happening is, of course, now we stalling. Now we don't know what to do. So now I'm like, okay, I don't know. I need to get off of this label. I need to.
I heard that. I heard you asked to be released.
Yeah.
A lot of people always think when it doesn't work out from the label. And that's why I love like LeBron James, what he just said recently. When you want to leave a team, you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
But when they drop you, you know what I'm saying? It's
right.
like how come? Like, why y'all looking at me crazy?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
It ain't working. It's not working out. It's
so you asked to be released.
Exactly. So I asked to be released, and of course, they had to, make sure everything was okay, blah blah blah. See if I owed them $40 or whatever. So, and I was like, so then eventually, yes, they said, okay, we're going to release you, cool. We're going to part ways. That was beautiful. But now you're in a situation where we're in an era now where it's the Lils. So everybody was little such and such. Lil Bow Wow, Lil Kim, Lil, everybody was little.
The Lils.
So now, and then you got to go back and you got to try to figure out like where do I fit? Like where am I creatively? You got to go readjust.
Is that where you took your break? Because I know you took an extended break. Were you kind of like just disgusted with the whole process?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I got from it. Not necessarily like I'm done with this, but it was just like, you know what? I didn't get into this for that.
What I did was I went home. I took a minute, went home, spent some time with my family, and figured out, how I could expand my brand. So then eventually, of course, I had already done radio. At one point in time, I became the voice of the station over at PGC, meaning I was doing most of the commercials and that sort of thing. So I figured that out. I was like, you know what? I'm very good at this. So then I started doing voice work. You probably heard me and didn't even know it was me.
Mm-hmm. So me too. I've done a lot of voice work. It's sustainable.
Stuff, right. So
if you can read, then you can do voice
work.
Yeah.
So I started doing voice work, and then I started consulting for people. I would tell people, give them different information, connect them with certain
about the
people.
business.
Right, mm-hmm. right. Sometimes, it was consulting for money if it was a situation where it was going to be extended, where you were going to need my services for a little bit longer, or it might have been just information because people found out, Non might know, blah, blah, blah. So
it's out here hustling, girl.
You got it, but that's the thing. You got to
get it is.
Exactly. You have to. I was raised by, two people that taught me very well. My mom and dad taught me very well. My mom is a true to the sense, hustle in the sense of you going to always have money. Education going to get you some money. Some street smarts is going to get you some money in the way of don't be naive. Know your value, know what you're capable of, and know that you
now I see where that positive message came out in that music. You know what I'm saying? It's in the DNA. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
was it like a fluke? It was like that's how you was brought up, so that's why it came out like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I was home for a while, and then you go through a situation where you want to, but then you can't, because the situation that are being presenting itself to you like, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to talk about that, or nah, that situation don't look good. Fortunately, as time goes on, I've run into some artists that, that I've either assisted or worked with, and eventually they got it. Eventually they got it. We parted ways for whatever reason, but they got it. They took what I had, what I gave them, and they was like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna do A, B, C, and D. It's not, and I probably was working with them more than likely, definitely, because I saw something in them that they would get it. But people need to understand this whole game is about relationships. It's about relationships. You never know who you just met is going to be 10 years down the line or 2 months down the line. Social media is a tool, but it can be a weapon. People don't understand that right now in the game. So they posting everything. They out here posting everything all in their house, and people got mad,
smoking, drinking,
doing everything,
crazy.
And I know how
employers look at that. They look at your Facebook,
and that's the thing. When you young, I'm not knocking it. When you young, this is their time. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that it's not our time at the same time, but
be mindful.
It's their time.
The internet is forever.
It's a difference, but at the same time, damn. Do we have to see you light up every damn day? We don't need to see that. But when you got social media and they liking,
it's on a platter.
They liking, they like 5,000 of you smoking, you get 5,000 likes. But then when you start talking about, I got a show somewhere, and you get 100 likes, that's telling you a little bit about really how they feel about you as a person and your creativity.
They just want to see you
They just want to see you right. They want to see you light up or acting a fool. It's not about that all the time. And I'm not on the soapbox. I'm not knocking you, because a lot of people ask me about that.
Damn sure sound like a counselor.
But I'm saying, these kids out here, they could be doing worse. They shit, like my friend Troy told me, they could be crawling in my window and robbing me. They not doing it. They traveling the world, making money for their moms and their dads and their sisters and brothers. I respect that part. But at the same time, you have to have somebody around you. It has to be somebody around you. And I'm talking to these people, parents. I don't care. I'm gonna tell you, I'm talking to the parents. You have to, at some point in time, talk to your child, because this is a child influencing other children. And if this is what, unfortunately, some of the parents is lighting up with them. Do what you do. But we're in a place where we are dire straits. The powers that be are applauding all of our foolery, all of it. Mm-hmm. They embracing it. They giving us tools to have more foolery. So we really need to, as adults, pull some. It ain't got to be a group of them. If you see one, if your neighbor, talk to, just say
each
something.
One, teach one.
Damn, because it's affecting me. It's affecting me.
See, that's where I be at a crossroad, because I really don't give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? Like when they 18, I'm of the mindset you're on your own. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Under 18, I will extend my hand in the sense that they want it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I can only lead you to the water.
Yeah, exactly. I
can't force you. And
it's just a conversation.
And that's my mindset in a lot of things. I can't be working harder than you.
Hell no.
I can't be helping you more than I'm helping me.
Exactly.
That's where I get it with these kids. They want it on a silver platter kind of situation.
I definitely run into that.
I can't give you, everything.
I definitely run into that. If I have the opportunity, I use it, talk to them a little bit. And I don't be pulling to the side, look, take this scripture, read it. It ain't that type of situation.
No, I don't.
But at the same time, I
drop a jewel, I'll be like, get the fuck away from me then. If you don't want to hear it, then get up out of here. You smell like smoke anyway.
And that's what it is. It's just I
and
feel
I know
like
your mama.
I did. Damn, I did my little part. This is what it is, and move on. When I'm doing sweet 16 parties, if people coming in and they smelling just like weed, all the whole you lit. Okay, that's what you do. But while we talking, I can talk to you on this music. You know what I mean? We on this music vibe. So I take that opportunity to have a conversation with them. And all of your littles or whoever it is that's talking about whatever you doing, banging them out in the back of the club, smoking weed, suck my dick, whatever it is, hey, whatever. But I can guarantee you there are those out there that want to hear about how much you love your mother. Or how much you talk to your little sister.
Jesus Walks,
right.
Remember when that dropped?
Exactly.
Big
about
record.
how much you talk to your little sister about, you know what I mean? These, keeping her on the straight and narrow because you have a little sister that you care about. They want to hear, people want to hear about that stuff. Adults want to hear about it, but kids want to hear about that because they have brothers and sisters that care about them. Even when he high and in his room and don't want to be bothered, if you go in his room and he want to talk to you or hug you, you feel good about that. So they want to hear about you doing that to your little sister. That's the type of stuff. I don't need to talk to them about nothing else because they do have mamas and daddies. Some of them got daddies, and yeah, some of them do have fathers. So they have that. I'm not trying to be the parent, but I do know that
any support. What they say, take a village.
If I'm in, if I'm in your space and I see it, that's like me standing there watching the damn kid on fire, and I was like, he was on fire. You know what I mean? He was burnt up. He burnt up.
So I guess it's safe to say, Non, that there won't be any sex tapes popping up on you.
I'm working on one right now.
Shit.
Thighs High. To this called Thighs High. It's called Thighs High. Yeah, I'm working on one right now. Right now. It's going to happen at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, it's real serious.
High, 5 o'clock in the morning. How many times a day do you get a 5 o'clock in the morning reference?
At least
I'm just curious.
I mean, at least,
at this point, what do you say?
Least one,
do you cringe?
I just smile.
I just smile.
You gotta appreciate that. But you gotta appreciate that because if it wasn't
to get that live, motherfucker. Like, yeah, it's live, nigga. I was in the. Speaking of the live squad, yo, I gotta give kudos to my brothers Pooch and P. Yesterday marked our 23rd year.
Wow.
And even though we're not collectively together, on the radio,
do you talk to them a lot?
All the time. Like, I mean, those are my bros, you know what I'm saying? They're not my blood brothers. I know everybody else. Sorry to blow y'all, but, we've been together for a really long time. We help each other out.
Right.
Me and Stewie's birthday is about 2 days apart. And I think this year we're going to do something for the city that showed us so much love because we were kind of transplants. I'm from New York.
Right.
Poochin is from Philly or Jersey and Stu's from Jersey or some shit like that. So the love we got here in the city.
It was crazy.
I remember it was phenomenal.
You all show was on the radio. It was like I remember when you all first got on the radio. Everybody was like, what the hell? Because it was so much energy.
Energy, nigga, yeah.
So much energy, and it had been nothing like that in the city before. So you all bought something that was completely different.
You know what we were trying to do? I don't know. I'm writing a book, actually, about this for all those that care to hear. We were told to be a morning show at night. So the energy, the dynamic of a morning show where it's fast moving and
I can see that.
A few people involved.
I can see that.
Tigger, he was so big here that they felt like they needed more than one person to bring him down. Yeah. And kudos to Tigger. Like, I give him that. LBD and all of them. He was the man. So that was kind of our thought process is like, kind of Wu-Tang, swarm on them.
And then that's exactly
and
what
it
you
worked.
always giving.
It really worked.
You always giving that.
They hate us to this day. The motherfuckers hate us.
It was like crazy. It was like organized chaos on y'all show. It was crazy.
I fucked them up twice. That's another story. You worked for them too. Fucked them up 3 times.
A couple of times. Take it.
But nah. Let's leave it on a positive note. I'm getting to hide these lights cooking. I think I covered everything. I tried to get in your business as much as I could and shit. But you a DJ now. How is that? How's it going for you?
Incredible.
And how do people get at you if they want you to fuck up their Sweet 16?
Okay, well,
Hip Hop 101.
Basically,
and I mean fuck it up. You know what I mean? I don't mean like, fuck it up.
But no, right. Well, yeah, one time I did fuck it up. It was bad. But anyway. Yeah, but I mean, they can hit me at NON202 at Yahoo and get at me. But what I'm working on right now, which I'm really excited about, shout out to my brother Enoch 7 Prophet. A Sharp, King C. I'm working out. We have a tour called the Non-Profit Tour. We did some dates last year, and then when we came off the road, I was trying to figure out. I said, how can we make this bigger?
What's the concept?
Exactly. So the thought behind it when we originally went out was you was going to profit from some dope lyrics, because everybody thinks nonprofit, oh y'all don't make no money. No, we make money. We want your money, but we were going to give you some dope lyrics. So I was like, how can we make this bigger? So the concept is now that we travel the country and we find organizations like nonprofits, foundations that need assistance. And
do a fundraiser
and
for
we
them.
do
that's
concerts
dope.
for them. We do
that's
concerts
dope.
for them. And
That's a reality show.
yeah, and
Word.
at least 50% of the proceeds from the show goes to, and we really like to focus on mom and pop, those small organizations that really don't get a lot of assistance, that are running on shoestring budgets, but we don't turn anybody down. So our first one that's kicking off actually April 12th at Songbird is actually for the Epilepsy Foundation.
Talk about it.
And I'm actually doing I'm the official DJ for the Epilepsy Walk on the 14th on the National Mall. And I'm on the steering committee. My nephew, Christopher, Avion Andromeda is who he was known as in the rap world. He passed away from epilepsy. He died in his sleep. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear
Like
that.
2
I
weeks
didn't know
after he
that.
graduated from high school, he died in his sleep from a seizure. So it's
God
really
damn.
special to me, this walk. So our first show is going to be at Songbird Cafe, a music house, and a portion of, like I said, 50% of the proceeds, of the gross proceeds, are going to go to the Epilepsy Foundation. And we're just going to be traveling the country and doing, I don't want to, because we haven't locked it in, our next show, but April 12th is the first one for the tour this year. So I'm really excited about it. It's really rewarding. It's a lot of work, a whole lot of work, because, it's a whole different responsibility. You're trying to give back to people and give back to organizations that really need it. So you want all your dots dotted, or your I's dotted and T's crossed. And who's going to be on the show on the 12th is going to be Subliminal Thought, who consists of Kenilworth Katrina, Mr. City, and Enoch Seventh Prophet, myself, NonChalant.
And where's the show going to be at again?
Songbird.
Now, how do they get tickets?
Go to nonprofittour@gmail.com, or they can go to Eventbrite and get tickets at Eventbrite for Nonprofit Tour.
That's super dope.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Cal Rips, who is Christopher's brother, is also going to be on the show. So I'm really excited. It's just it's so rewarding, and that's those are things that you talk to young artists about, because it's never too early to start giving back to your community or whoever. What's special to you?
Yeah, you can't take all the time.
Hell
Learn
to
to
the
give.
no. Hell
Give
to
a
the
little
no. So,
bit. Like
yeah,
we giving y'all
right.
NonChalant.
So Nonprofit Tour, that's what we kicking that off on April 12th. So that's what I'm working on.
Well, there it is, yo. Let's hear it for NonChalant.
Thank you.
I think we done pulled a few things out. Pause.
Man.
Thanks again, Non. You can find her on social media, The Super Non, Facebook, NonChalant. Always support. You still getting checks from 5 o'clock in the morning?
I still am.
I love it when the artist says that,
Just
yo.
got one.
Shit, that's all you needed.
Yeah,
Fuck, that was good enough.
Hey.
Listen, I've always heard that we and Trace Lee had this conversation. He said, listen, you know what, Steph? I'd rather be a one-hit wonder. Not saying you are, but he said, I'd rather be a one-hit wonder than a no-hit wonder.
All day that. I tell people all the time, come talk to me in 20 years. If you got one, talk to me in 20 years. And if it's a hip-hop iconic legend like I am, then we can talk. Otherwise, don't talk to me.
Talk that talk.
I just
Yeah.
sometimes you have to.
NonChalant the Greats came through and blessed us right here at Hats and Heels. We appreciate the love. 5 y'all last. 5.